So I actually cut to this portion of the video here. Somehow it feels apt for people to see painting from the painting process from the beginning. You know, uh, from when I'm tearing the plastic sheet out of the canvas. It's a nice process, really. Um, Whether I like it or not, my life is interspersed with a lot of yoga. So what happens is, before I do my artwork, I indulge in a lot of yoga, and that in fact leads into my painting process. The very way I tear the plastic sheet and then the advertising sheet and all that stuff, uh, there is a musicality to it, I would say. Feels nice. It doesn't compare to yoga for me, but I have always been inspired by what I do off the field, so to speak, into what I do on the field. In this case, art. So when I paint, I lot of the stuff that goes on the canvas is inspired by my experiences on the yoga mat. This is my very first video where I do an extended cut, or should I say no cuts? This is there is no cut in this one. It's just what you see. This one especially is going to be a long drawn shot of nothing really. I was just taking out my paint brushes and um, what do you paint. So this artwork I had decided a long while back, before I got my tripod, that it was going to be of a black background with a red foreground. Red or blue, I don't know. I'm not yet sure. But at this stage, it's going to be black background with a technique that I am very, very familiar with. It has broad strokes sweeping from left to right. Uh, that's what I usually practice for hours on end. I practice for half an hour, 1 hour on my notebook. So when that goes on canvas, that's what it looks like. You might have noticed that I don't use a desk or a easel or a stand or anything of that sort. I prefer to paint on the ground. I heard of an artist called Jackson Pollock a long time ago, and yeah, it seems that he preferred to paint directly on the ground. In his case, it was horizontal. For me, it's vertical because otherwise, I can't show you guys what I'm painting. So recently, I was at a should I say question mark, where I was facing a question of what to paint next, because I had exhausted all the fine art topics that I wanted, or in this case, not wanted. I started painting some portraits, sketching some portraits. I didn't want to do that. I started sketching animals, people in different poses. I didn't want to do any of that. Um, so one of my friends who I got recently introduced to, he suggested that I start with abstracts. This is what I landed on. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels this way, but when I close my eyes, I see a few patterns. I've heard somewhere that it's a head rush or whatever. I don't know. So when that happens, I see patterns, or maybe I trained myself that way. So it's those patterns that I wanted to paint on canvas, along with some Madhubani art. Madhubani art being some of India's traditional art. I have done a lot of research on Western art before, about Lee Krasner, or the guys of old, like Michelangelo and Da Vinci and all those guys. But I was tired of that style of art. I had indeed done one such portrait, but just one made me tired. I don't know how all of them they made these many portraits of people. Maybe it was the pressure of requirement. Thankfully for me, that is not there. So even so, um, the pleasurable pressure, should I put it, has brought out some abstract art idea in me, and that is what you shall see in the coming sessions. See you.